Here we are, everybody, at Black's convenience store in Harvey Station, New Brunswick. And we're leaving because we're going to be at the waterfront here before too awful long. It's a cold, gray day with the odd sunny break, very odd sunny break. What I plan on doing is to have my first fire tonight. I'm solo, so I'm gonna have my first fire, and I did bring my snowsuit just in case. Just in case. Hey, I'm gonna do a quick, did you ever hear of, not Wilf Carter, Don Messer. Don Messer is a very famous fiddle player that is from Harvey. Now that is a big fiddle sculpture for Don Messer, and you can sit there in front of it, as you can see. And he is from Tweedside, not far. I've been to his memorial out there, and I think I have it on the channel, but he's from there. And I just thought I'd show you that big fiddle, because that is the namesake of Big Fiddle Still. And the still is a vodka flavored vodka type place. I just wanted to show you that, fiddle there. But Don Messer and Don Messer's Jubilee played on CBC for years and years. He played for the Queen in concert, Queen Elizabeth II. Don Messer and the Islanders played for her, and is very famous in this area. Probably one of the most famous people to come out of Harvey. So I thought you'd like to see that. Big Fiddle Still, very famous distillery here in Harvey. I used to live here when I was a little kid. So anyway, just a quick little detour there. And we're off. So I ended up getting some Moose Red and Hires Root Beer. So look up the beer and booze reviews here and subscribe to my YouTube for that. And I'll have it on there. I just started it, so there's only 6 or 7, I think, on there. But members, but not members, subs. So if you want to sub there, that'd be great. Or I can see it over on TikTok. I do like TikToks. And the beer and booze reviews on TikTok is more, I don't know why I put on also on a YouTube channel, but a lot of people don't like, TikTok. They just stick on YouTube and that's it. So. But it's going to be a cold one. Like I say, I did bring my snowsuit. I got the fire pit. I'll be alright. Lots of heat in the trailer. I got tons of gas. And I've also got a space heater there. So a little early this year. We usually don't open up till May, but we're here on the 10th, my wife and I. 11th, sorry. April 11th. And today is like, I don't know, the 19th or something like that. The 20th. It's the 20th today, April 20th, so we're still a week or two early. So now if you want right straight up the road, up this turn here, you're going to Tracy, but we're not going to go do that today. That's sort of a back doorway to get into Fredericton, the capital city here. I'm just going to burn, I'll get you there as soon as I can. But anyway, a lot of people like these country drives, and there's a few blue breaks in the sky up there, but like I say, it's breezy at the waterfront, so I imagine it's going to be a little breezy. I didn't bring the dogs today. I just need the night for myself. And Jen just got back from spending the night with her parents in St. John, and then I take off on her for a night. So, like I say, it's a Monday, so she's gonna end up having to work tomorrow. So she's done it before. I mean, she's come up here and then stayed over and left early to go back home to go to work, but she'd have to get up at like 6 o'clock. That's no fun. I don't believe that's very fun. I didn't do much today. Got up, showered, shaved, watched a little YouTube. Ended up looking at my investments and deciding what I'm going to do there for a little bit. And then I went and dropped off some tax information for my father for his taxes this year. So. Much it costs us as Canadians, so it would be a lot more Canadian than it would be US, but I mean, he gets all his meals, all his medications, and his lodging all paid for, and 24/7 nursing care, and doctors come in to see him. $39,000 a year. That's what it cost him in there. $39,000. Of course, two-thirds of that is paid for by his Veterans Affairs, so he does pretty good there. So I have to go and pay for that and sign for it tomorrow and get that done. Geez, pretty through here. So the buds are just starting to grow on the trees. Buds are just starting, so it won't be long before that. Before all this is lush, beautiful green, not just the evergreen trees. The deciduous trees will start flowering and budding and whatnot. So, and I grew up around here when I was a kid too, so. This is sort of between Harvey and Upper Kingsclear right now. Not far from Tracy. Newmarket, I guess, Smithfield, sort of the Smithfield area. I didn't grow up in Smithfield, but man, I'm telling you, all the times I played around this area and drove around, and something else. It's going to be a chilly time here this afternoon at the waterfront. Let me tell you. Got a couple of big giant ruts. Randy's house on the left. Place here on the right, this little brown place, used to be a veterinarian. So here, coming up on Newmarket, and then we'll be in Upper Kingsclear. I plan on going what's that place called? King's Landing, as I pass the sign. King's Landing Historical Settlement this year, and on the Big Jimmy's Variety channel, I'm going to be taking you on each place place. Now that's a historical settlement. They got a bunch of buildings, houses, stores, churches, stuff like that in there that was taken up out of the St. John River Valley before they flooded it, and other places. And they put it up there, and they've got actors there all summer long. Farmers, they've got animals. It's just like, it's a village. It's a historical village. Every single day during the season, tourism season, you go in there and they have, they have different ways to make cordials. They have, show you how they used to farm, what they used to do, how they used to cook. Women had their traditional roles, the men had their traditional roles, and you almost want to live, which I did for 2 weeks when I was a kid. We used to have a summer program there where I went in there, and my grandmother and my aunt used to work there a lot. And my grandmother's on the Company's Coming cookbook cover, one of them. And that was from the King's Landing Historical Settlement. She did all that stuff anyway, because she, when I was a kid, you're talking like 45, 50 years ago, and she took that sewing and cooking and all that stuff that she used to do back in those days. Wasn't all that much different than King's Landing, because there was none of this electric stoves, there was none of this. I mean, they had them, and she had them in her house, but when she grew up, they didn't. So they just cooked over the fire, and it was nice and warm in there. And, those women had a lot to do. They were tough. The cooking, the cleaning, the washing. And there wasn't much to clean. It was ordinarily just a one or two bedroom place, but and it was flat. There was no basements back in those days. Very few anyway. It started usually on the ground floor and then went upwards. There was none of this basement. There's not too many anyways back in those days. She did a lot of the cooking. She grew up around fire cooking and outhouses and wells, all that type of stuff. All right, we're almost there. Construction here. Pay attention as I'm driving through here. And there's sort of a snow rain shower going on right now. Now they told me that was going to happen. It is 6 Celsius. 40 or so Fahrenheit. But the air's cool up there. So 5 minutes away. We're almost to Kingsclear. It's a nice little chicane I'm going around here. It's fun. The Pokiak, King's Landing to the left, and Kingsclear to the right. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful during the summer up around here. This, what you see straight ahead, that purple and gray is all green. And they have on the right-hand side, as we're coming up to the Green Bridge, they've got a sort of a water park where they have a bunch of inflatable things out there, and you go out and have a good time out there. Wow, that didn't take long, so that took just over a week, and all the ice is out. You see in my previous one, this Green Bridge here, a couple people die each year jumping off the second turnbuckle and the third turnbuckle, trying to impress women and stuff, and jumping into the water, which is usually pretty high. It's low today, but it's usually pretty high. died when they fell off that thing, I think, when they were building it. It was before my time. Just a couple minutes. Yeah, the water, or the ice is all out of the water. Now, my previous one, you saw the ice was not out of the water. It was still in the water. What a difference a week makes. What a difference a week makes. Get ready to turn left down into the waterfront. Sorry for the length of this one, but I had to drive and I had some stuff to say. All these cliffs here on the left and right. A lot of people paint graffiti on those and stuff. I've actually got some on there, so when I was a kid, of course, all that paint lasts forever. And we're hanging a left up here. Down we'll go. Go down right straight down to the water on the bottom. This off to the right here, this is my mom's buried in there. Car out to the left. Down we go on the left onto Molly Slade Drive. Yeah, all the ice is out of the water. That is something to think about, because like I say, a week ago it wasn't when I was here. Got some terrible ruts I put in the place here last time I was here. Nothing much is going on, so it's a beautiful place. My parents and I used to camp here when I was little. It's a great old spot. That other trailer there, that one you're looking at, is an extra trailer that we have there for guests and everything. We've got power and water and sewer and all that stuff here too, so it's pretty good. Thanks very much, everybody, for coming along with me on this drive, and I will take you along with me if I go anywhere when I'm here. That's for sure. I'm already a little bit lonely, but you know, without the dogs and Jen here, but anyway, I'll get through it. Alcohol is a wonderful thing, and I will be consuming some while I'm here. So thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you next time, and smash me one of those while you're here if you don't mind. Thanks very much. See you later.